without looking, I would say Russian leg sweep. And then some of these are combo moves. Russian leg sweep, pendulum backbreaker, pendulum elbow. That's 3. What else? If he's setting up for the sharpshooter, it's jumping on the leg in the ropes. Is that part of it?
No.
Bulldog out of the corner? Bulldog?
Nope.
Well, sharpshooter's one of them, so I'm missing
so that's
one.
4.
I'm missing one.
The atomic drop.
Reverse atomic drop. That's what I'm saying. The combo with the reverse atomic drop, clothesline every time. Awesome. I knew it. So, we just watched the match, and I'm like, I was commentating on that reverse because he just snatched Owen out of Owen beating on him and hit him with that, and then the clothesline.
I'll tell you, people are begging for an atomic drop to come back from somebody who can give it and somebody who can sell it. Man, that's one of the moves that just died on the vine years ago that needs to make a comeback properly. All right, then. I've given you 5 sets of videos. Keep the sharpshooter one till last, obviously. But I've given you 5 sets of videos of at least 5 examples of every one of Bret's moves of doom. So, over to you, Stevie. Analyze the heck out of Bret Hart's 5 moves of doom.
All right, thank you very much, James. Here's your color palette right here, and right here. But there is an Easter egg. Leave a comment below. I'll give it in 3, 2, 1. A very young Scott Steiner right there. The Bret Hart's about to do the Russian leg sweep, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's take it right here. Oh, man. I can definitely... I mean, there's a bunch of these Russian leg sweeps, but I'm going to break it down. I'm going to maybe break each part of it down in each one of these clips. What I love, first of all, is that Bret usually leads off with a punch to the stomach that bends the person over to where, or he can do it straight up standing like this. But usually he'll punch them off the ropes. And then what I loved about it was, and there's different angles, I might go back to it, cupping under the chin. But you're essentially, what you're doing is with this arm, protecting the guy's head from hitting the mat. Then, of course, as we go further, Bret pushes the guy down, because guess what? Even if they don't kind of go with it, what you have is Bret's forearm is pushing them down and guiding them, giving them the cue for the bump. And let's not forget, this leg is literally hooking the inside of the knee and the calf of the left leg of his opponent right there. And I love that Scott Steiner is bracing himself for a bump. Like that hand there, he's going to push back and try to snap back with it. Perfect. Right there. There's the one. Usually the punch to the stomach is great because he does this, and then most guys and even girls will have somewhat of Hot Wheels feet. Oh, he's not in position. I got to turn him towards me. Bret goes around knowing, too, that the hard camera's right there. Comes back. See how another part of this right here that's awesome is grabbing the inside of the elbow, the inside of the left elbow, hooking that, hooking the chin, hooking the leg. Dude, he literally does all those things at once, pause for a second, then snaps back. It's just so good. Here's him with Razor. Doesn't even matter. This is one of those moves, by the way, everybody. Doesn't matter how big anybody is. Razor's a big dude. Diesel's a big dude. Lots of big guys out there. And the Russian leg sweep, especially when he bends them down in this direction, hooks and does this, doesn't matter how tall they are or how heavy they are, it's a double back bump. So it's literally a move in 2025 that anybody can do to anybody if you think about it. Awesome, right? Was that King of the Ring? No, I don't think it was.
Royal Rumble 93, I think.
All right, here's him on Matt Bourne before he was Doink, right?
No, it's not Matt Bourne. I think it's like Dale Wolf or something. It's just
wow, he looks like Matt Bourne, doesn't he? So this is probably a great angle right here. Bret's literally looking where he's going to put his feet. See his eyes down there? So as we go slow motion, now you can see, I did like a 20, 25-minute video on the old analysis channel just on the Russian leg sweep, it's going to come back here. If you want that here, a dedicated smartboard segment, we will definitely do it. We're kind of doing it now, but we have a new smartboard coming. All right, right there. Watch this. Grabs here, usually grabs the inside of the elbow. This time he has him by the wrist. but just right here to be able to kind of like hook that foot around. The guy's going to take a bump, and he's going to take a good flat bump, whether he likes it or not. He's going to be protected. Here it is right here. Slow-mo. Boom, right there. What else do we have?
I've got something to ask you before we play again. There's two things. One, holding the arm. So obviously, you've got one arm under the chin, but then Bret's holding his opponent's arm as well. Does that kind of discombobulate you at all as far as, taking a bump and hitting the mat with both arms kind of thing? Or is it just an easy bump to take?
It's super easy bump to take, and it's shared bump between the guy giving it, the guy getting it. Here's why Bret, my guess, because this is when I've done the Russian leg sweep, which I've sort of tried to maybe about in the 55% category, do it like Bret. But the reason why you grab the chin and the back of the head with that elbow, almost like a headlock, but with your right arm, is to protect the guy's head going back, because you're going to snap him back. Also, what it's doing with the opposite arm, when you grab, usually it's on the inside of the elbow, because that's where you get the most amount of control of the arm. Sometimes it'll be the wrist if you can't get it in time. But the reason why you do that, I want you to take a guess out there, James. Why do you grab that left arm and prevent it from moving?
So they don't elbow you in the face or something maybe on the way down.
Boom. Just, you don't see it, but everybody sees. It's so he doesn't hit him in the face. He doesn't hit him in the throat. He knows exactly where all the extremities are. Even hooking, we're going to show it with Owen right here. Right here. With Owen, it's literally steps in one, move back, because they're brothers and probably done it a million times. But also having it hooked with the leg, like you just hooked it here. Having it hooked around, there's no body movement. There's nobody that's going to try to. Some people with Bret, say I wrestled Bret, I would have a temptation to over bump and oversell the bump. That's usually when you're flailing way too much. Bret's in total control, even with the leg and with both arms and your chin. Your outside arm's not going to hit anybody. That right arm's out here. That's the one where you could throw it back like a regular slapping your hand on the mat bump. But no, this is literally protecting the guy, but more so protecting Bret from taking a stray to the face or somewhere he doesn't want to. But yeah, the Owen one was perfect. That was WrestleMania 10, right?
Oh, yeah.
The gold and black ropes. Now, here's an example. Undertaker's almost a shoot 7 feet. He can bend him down. See? Doesn't matter how tall you are or anything. You can still do a Russian leg sweep. What I love, too, it's a little Easter egg. Did you notice he hooks? When he goes back, they both throw their legs back at the same time. That's perfect. That's more perfect than Mr. Perfect. That's very perfect. So let's do one more here. Yeah, same thing. Diesel, right up there with Taker. Look at what he does. It never changes. There, you see him grabbing the inside of the elbow right there. Especially with taller guys with longer arms, you better grip it in, because they may not mean to, but they're so big. Let's do a slow-mo here. Chin. This part here, I don't know why. Hopefully people appreciate it like we do. That stop-start kind of Russian leg sweep move is so good. Just gives me enough time to know he's going to do it, and he goes back with it. So excited. I dropped my pencil. Here we go. Now with Diesel, he sort of couldn't hook, or he didn't hook. He hooked enough, but usually that toe goes around the back of the knee. And I've had the Cobra Clutch, the general anesthesia in TNA on Nash, and it was so funny because I didn't say when they got the camera, you saw me struggling. The minute I tried to put her on him, I had the epiphany, not that he's standing in front of me. Kevin Nash is on his knees. I'm trying to put him in a Cobra Clutch. And I finally discovered the full scope of just how massive this dude is. Thank God he was getting out of it. I couldn't get him in it. So for Bret to do this as tight as he did it, that's pretty awesome. Oh, here's your buddy here.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Now, this is where it's a prime example. Bret doesn't care for Triple H. He seemingly never did, never excited about the matches or anything. But do you see Bret in this move particularly doing anything to half measured or not really caring? He still took great pride in protecting his opponent, no matter the personal feelings. Shawn's a great example of that. He was still professional. He never hurt Shawn. And with Hunter here, because a lot of guys will equate personal feelings to how professional they will be in the ring. And I have to kind of put Hunter in that category. He will still be professional. I mean, you'll get buried, you'll get pedigreed on the floor or something, but you'll be stretchered out, but you'll have a decent match.
I've got one more thing that I wanted to ask you. Is I think the great thing about a Russian leg sweep is that there can't really be many timing issues, because Bret is in control the entire time from the start to the end. And it's not like a vertical suplex where, you both have to jump at the same time or something like that, or a powerbomb.
There's no basing anything. It's just literally stand still, let Bret hook you in the ways he's hooking you, like right here. And then literally, I said this before, I think during the previous channel when I did this particular breakdown, Bret could give this to you, James, and you wouldn't get hurt. You get the wind knocked out of you because you never took a bump. He could do this to a child at a Saturday afternoon wrestling school birthday party, and the child would not get hurt. By the way, we don't try this at home or birthday parties, but it's one of those moves where you're literally just taking the ride. You're along for the ride as Bret takes you for it. Yeah, this is probably the one move I can see, if it's done right, which Bret does it to perfection. If it's done right, the person taking it literally almost doesn't even know how to take a bump, will still be fine.
So next up, what have we got?
All right, so next is probably James's favorite move of all time that you said should make a comeback properly in 2025. And it's a combination move that I've always loved from Bret. We watched it in the WrestleMania 10 versus Owen, and I'm sure in SummerSlam it will make a reappearance. The reverse atomic drop into the Bret Hart clothesline, which is amazing. So here we go right here. Once again, a young, full of hair Scott Steiner right here. Boom. Now, the camera cut is really good, but you don't need it when Bret does it most times, He just does a great job with it. And here comes the clothesline. Oh, that was a little different. With Owen, he hit him and fell forward. This is the heart attack clothesline he hit him with when he teamed up with Neidhart, right? He usually doesn't.
Yeah, it's like the heart attack one, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Maybe his tailbone started to feel it, because with Owen, he started doing the ones where he would dive with the clothesline after the atomic drop. Oh, Razor used to sell his atomic drop probably the best out of anybody.
This is interesting. The way he turns around for the clothesline, he's almost out of time, but it makes it look better. But play this all the way through.
Because he's not, I know the way Razor thinks, he's trying not to just wait to get close. I'm looking straight at you, whether you drop me between my legs or whatever, drop between my legs and atomic drop me, I still see it coming. It's not enough, but if it looks, after kind of turning around selling out of nowhere, I can see where he's coming with that. Excellent atomic drop. Ooh, just barely got around. You're right. But this is the way Bret used to throw it, like from time to time. Maybe because Razor's positioning, his feet would hit the ropes. He'd probably go through the ropes a little bit, doing it like the heart attack clothesline. But yeah, I'm with you. Oh, this is probably the best one. That's right there is a lost art, by the way. I don't know why guys, because all you're being is dropped on top of the thigh. Their knee isn't going between your legs, and you're not getting hit like there in the front part down there. But you didn't see that. I did the X chop. We have the smart board up for James. But think about it. All you have to do is do like a half a squat into his thigh. Owen does it the best out of anybody. Usually people, like even the Scott Steiner one, he was kind of still standing up and there was space. With Owen, though, watch. No space. And then here comes the clothesline. Ooh, that was just a clothesline from hell right there. He really, That's what I'm saying. People who love each other hit each other even harder. He took his head off with that. Oh, Piper, that's a match we got to watch too. Him and Piper had a great match. WrestleMania 8 at the Hoosier Dome, correct?
Yep, 92.
Ooh, Piper took it really well. Piper's never been known to be like the most sound worker or wrestler, you know, but he's deceptively underrated by people because his promos were so great. Piper could still work.
He could, but I think the knock on Piper, not that it's a knock really, is that you either worked Piper's style of brawling match or you had a bad match.
Not
and
with
this
Bret.
is kind of the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think about it. All right, I'm going to stop real quick. Think about what Piper had to deal with and who Piper wanted to work with in the 80s. Hulk Hogan. So he's working Hogan style, trying to be at all the top guys were not technical workers. They were all big, monstrous brawlers. Savage was the only one that was, when Savage came along, he was the anomaly that he broke into the top because it was not the style that the top heavyweights worked. How do you feel about that? What say you?
Just wonderful. What say you? Well, okay, I'm thinking, right, so he came back in 89, I think. And in the early 90s, 1991, 92, you were getting more of the Bret-sized guys and the Kurt Hennig-sized guys. Yeah, basically. Well, I mean, no, the steroid scandal was brewing in 91, getting worse in 92, but there were more people who could go in 1991, 92 than there were in 87. Or probably more like 88, I guess.
So you're talking Sean Brett and Perfect were at the top of that list of changing the perception of a top guy.
Yeah, and Savage was sort of bridge, I guess.
Yeah,
between
Savage,
the 80s rock
way
and
ahead of his time.
90s.
Can you imagine Randy Savage in today's WWE?
He'd be the man. How many times have I said this about Bret? Same with Savage. If Savage was in 2025, he would be hands down the best wrestler all round by far. Nobody holds a candle to Savage today. Not a chance.
He would literally like make Roman Reigns' 3-year reign look like a short time. You wouldn't know who could, unless Bret came out of retirement to wrestle him and beat him. Like it's a very tough. Cena might be the one with Savage, but it's a whole different style and pacing and gears with Savage that's why him and Steamboat stood out at WrestleMania 3 because it was so different than anything. And they went for the entire bell to bell. I know they wrote it down, rehearsed it, but
I was going to say he was ahead of his time. He planned everything in advance.
Yeah, he would have made a great agent today.
Yeah.
Aha. All right, let's go here with the Piper one. Let's go in slow-mo. He took a great one. Piper might have taken the best one we've seen so far. Hunter, he took a great one. Let's stood up a little bit. I noticed that too as we go to the Hunter one and we just seen it. Bret started to work more of like even with clotheslines, like a big guy clothesline style. You notice that? I wonder if his back and that lower part of his spine really started to hurt from years and years because he wasn't landing completely flat every time on that heart attack clothesline. And we're talking about the WrestleMania 3 Formica ring. So your tailbone, when I did my side slam on that ECW show, it took me back. I bruised my tailbone in that match against Guido at the Manhattan Center.
Mm-hmm.
It was it's a tough ring to work. So I think he was trying to just protect himself from hurting his lower back anymore.
What have we got next?
All right, this is another video I did on the last channel. Once again, I want to do it again. It doesn't ever get all breaking down the same Bret Hart moves. You always notice an Easter egg here or something different. And as well, you watch the current product and you want to go back and watch this. And now watching the current product will be even more painful after this. But it's the pendulum backbreaker, which is amazing right here. Hey, to Savage. We should do a watch along on him and Savage in this match. It's
the Slamboree match in particular, yeah. I'm
not sure. Well, let's pick the best match they had because I think I could tell the tale right there.
Well, there's one on Saturday
God,
night's
he
main
beats the hell out of
event.
Scott Steiner during these
I
segments.
know.
He's going to be so
Dude,
mad
I
at me.
didn't get like 40 matches.
Dude,
What
I'm
can I
going to
tell
be
you?
getting a text from Scott. God, I don't want to make that guy
Hey, you know,
mad.
you said this young up-and-comer, Scott Steiner, he was probably like an 8-year veteran at that point.
Well, compared to what he turned into, this makes he looks like a baby. It's crazy. Look at this. The funny part is some people are naturally heavy in that position. You notice that? And Bret can still power up Steiner. Look. Boom. And of course, after this is the next move, which will be the second rope elbow. That's what he usually followed this with. Here's Razor. All right. So what I talk about here is this requires a little bit level of cooperation by the guy taking it. You can see Razor is holding himself up into the position for the backbreaker. It's not just like he can pick you up. The way that makes it really good, and I've tried to do this off side slams and backbreakers that I took, when the guy grabs you, you see how Razor is gripping Bret as well? He comes up here.
Do you know, go a second before, because it's actually Bret who guides Scott's arm.
No, what he does, he throws the arm up over him because he's got to shoot in to grab the waist for the back, or the leg and the waist for the backbreaker. What I'm saying is, like, you know, there's got to be a jump here. Then what makes, for anybody that takes this kind of backbreaker or side slam, who thinks, why do I keep landing on the wrong part of my back? The key is to point the bottoms of your soles of your boots up into the ceiling. Try to get your feet pointed straight up in some way. Your back will level out, and then you can take the backbreaker. Do you see that? So he kicks it up right there. Same thing with Owen. Watch his legs. He goes way up. Now you can see from this angle, Bret's actually gripping his tights. You see that? He lost them a little bit. Usually you'll cup the hamstring or around the butt area and come up like that. Sometimes even the behind the hip, like grabbing that hip bone, but on the inside of this leg. And then you can see Owen probably and that's the other part if you're taking it. Bret lands on his knee, obviously, at a little lunge, but what's Owen do right here? Flat on your feet. Because if you don't do that, it's going to hurt you and it's going to hurt Bret, you know, because all that weight's coming down. So it's timed to where the foot lands, the feet land just about almost at the same time. Right there. Oh, Austin. See? Gripping here. And it really is standing up straight and then down from there. Is that
So
WrestleMania
where
13?
are Bret's arms then? Are they under both thighs?
It depends on who it is. It could be under both legs, right? Like that's the way I would do my side slam. They'd come in and I would grip around the back, but sometimes it would slide down the thigh. But it's this leg, left arm on left leg. And then usually if it's not a big dude, you can wrap it around to where you're almost on their back, kind of slid down to the hip area, the back of the hip. Sometimes it's a glute. Sometimes you grab, but if the guy really has a good base for you, you can grab both legs and then drop them. But you have to grab them high on the legs. Say you grab towards the knees. You're going to be off center from the lower back. Then the guy's going to have more trouble putting the flat. You'll see it right here in slow-mo. See, Austin takes it. He doesn't even put his feet onto the mat. Because you go back to Owen, what does he do? Feet touch the mat, and then Bret bounces them off. It's almost like a split second where you're trying to get everybody to land together. Then Bret shoves them off to the side usually, see? Or just lets them go. Bret can also bring this leg back, get it out of the way, and you take like a mini back bump straight down off of that, which also looks awesome. But Austin just takes it. Watch. His legs or his feet never touch the mat. Ooh. All right, this is excellent right here. Shoot in, get the arm behind him, go to grab behind that hip, then he's going to grab that leg right there. almost looks like a belly-to-back suplex, doesn't it? Because Diesel is so big.
He's putting himself in a headlock for the start, pretty much, isn't he?
Well, because what Diesel needs to do, what Kev needs to do, is tighten up and resist, so we're both jumping up. It needs to be a really tight operation with this. See what I mean? He's headlocking Bret because he's so big. Usually he would just post on the shoulder or something. Usually his hand be right here.
My biggest worry with
oh my God. Sorry.
My biggest worry about backbreaking somebody as big as Diesel, because at some point you have to be on one leg, and then, you know, because he's doing, I mean, Bret's doing it fantastically.
Bret can blow his knee out, roll his ankle, he can get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That'd be my worry about doing it with someone so big. But is Bret almost jumping up and then sort of switching to a one-leg stance? Like, you know,
yeah,
like
but that
one
should be
knee
even
down.
worse because the Kev's feet aren't, the feet touching is the protection from too much impact on the right knee and right leg and the right ankle. Yeah, Bret's incredibly good. He's even better with this because he's jumping in midair, going into a lunge with a 300-pound dude, dropping him across one leg. You could, I mean, there could be the hip, there could be the knee. You could throw your back out. I mean, there could be a ton of things that go wrong. He's just a tough dude. Here's the Piper one. See how he has right there? And he grabbed the tight. Bret was always a guy who grabbed the tights a lot. Did you notice that with certain moves? Grab right there. Perfect. Did you see how Piper's feet lands at the same time? Right there. That shows it right there. That's perfect. With his foot, his knee, Piper's feet landing, it's the minimum amount of real impact on Bret's leg right here. He's bleeding too. Oh, Savage. All right. Now Savage is grabbing both right here. Some people will reach around to the left shoulder. This is an early Bret Hart. This is when he still had the Jerry curl perm and everything. Philly wasn't growing out. But right here, this looks like he's almost losing Savage. He has it here. Yeah, that was a little, I mean, they got it, but you see what I mean? That's not deep enough. Savage is sort of hanging off his arm, where Savage should have had that half a headlock like Nash did to bring him up more. His feet are in a good position, but it's a little bit, it's real right there.